Welcome to your final project. Your project here is to create a page that randomly selects a Star Wars or Pokemon character and displays some of their information. Okay, it's going to need to get random character information. So you're going to need a button that says like randomize or get new character. And so you're going to need an event listener for that. You need an event listener for some sort of button. So when you click a button, it's going to fetch more data. And you should already know about event listeners from JavaScript 101 because it's super common. It's just part of JavaScript. It's actually the main part of JavaScript. It's what makes JavaScript interactive. But if you don't know about event listeners, quickly go and do a little research because you're going to need it for this project. So every time a button is clicked, you're going to need to use the fetch API and go to swappy.dev or pokeapi.co. You're going to need to pull a bunch of information. And remember, you're going to need to use .then. And you're probably going to need it to use it twice. .then. And then I want you to grab whatever JSON they're giving you. And once it's parsed in your JavaScript, change the body in here. So change like the name. You could add planet. You could add the movies that people are in. Things like that. And so I want you to give this a shot. Okay. I'm purposely not giving you a lot of direction here because you need to figure these things out on your own, which I know is a little bit of tough love. But when you get a job as a web developer, people aren't going to be able to hold your hand all the time. So you need to be able to take vague instructions like you need some sort of button with an event listener, and you need to be able to fetch new data every single time when someone clicks that button and change things in your document object model. Now you're also going to need query selectors. You're going to need to be able to select these elements and update them. Now it doesn't need to be name, planet, movies. It could be whatever other data comes back. For instance, when we look at Luke Skywalker, we see he's got a height, mass, hair color, skin color, eye color, birth year, gender, homeworld, world, film, species, vehicle, starships, created, edited, URL, and a name. So it's pretty safe to say with this API that all people are going to have that. And so what we need to do is whenever you click that button, let's say it randomly goes to character number 42, whoever number 42 is. Or it's going to go to character 6, whoever character 6 is, and it's going to show all these different characters on your page, just one at a time. So I want you to go ahead, give that a shot, make it look like however you want it to look like, by the way. It can be nice and fun if you want to get into some CSS and make a fun generator, but go ahead and give this a shot on your own with very little direction. If you get truly stuck, you can always resume this video, and I am going to show you exactly how I do it. It's going to be very, very basic. I'm not going to get into CSS and styling and things like that. I'm just going to show you the very basic way of doing this and how I go about sort of dissecting this. Oh, one last thing I forgot. Because you need to randomly select a person, you need to use math.random. And you need to figure out how many people there actually are so you don't accidentally get a number that's too high. All right, go ahead and give that a shot. I'm going to fade out to black in just a second. I want you to pause here and try your very best. It's okay to not know all of it. It's okay to get stuck. And it's okay to resume the video and watch how I do it. But you need to give this a shot for real life experience because that's what job developers are looking for. Job developers don't want, not job developers, job employers, because employers don't care that you've watched this tutorial 2 or 3 times. They want to see that you've actually been able to write some of the code. So I'm going to fade out and fade in, and I'm going to give this a shot. Good luck, and I'll see you on the other side. All right, we need to work with the Star Wars API. And so I'm on swappy.dev, and I just want to do people. You could do planets or starships or whatever. I'm just going to do people. And the first thing we need to know here is the maximum number of people. Because if we're going to be doing a random character generator, we need to see who we can actually get. So does people /100 actually exist? Nope, 404. What about 80? Yep, there are at least 80 characters. People, let's do 90. Let's figure this out. Nope, there's not 90. Let's do 85. Nope. 83. Yep, there's an 83rd person. Is there an 84? There's not. We know there's 83 people in this API, so our maximum number can only be 83. So let's go ahead and write that down. Let's do const random number is equal to math.random. And because we want this to be out of 83, we times it by 83. And now we want to do math math.ceil. Because if we do just math.random, it's going to give you a number between 0 and 1, but it's going to have a bunch of decimals. So we're just going to round that up. So if it does give us a number like 7.1, it's just going to round up to character 8, or the number 8. So we have a random number set already. Now we need to be able to go and get some information. So let's go back here, and all we need to do is, if we go back to, like, let's do character 3. R2D2, everyone's favorite. We can query this entire URL, https://swappy.dev/api/people/3. And we can use fetch for that. So let's write this out. https swappy.dev/api/people/3. And we're going to hard code this for now. Then we need to take that response and we need to turn it into, well, we need to basically accept that JSON. So we need to take that response and tell our JavaScript that we're using JSON. Then we can rename it to data, and using an arrow function, we can console.log said data. And so when I come back here and just refresh my page, we get a bunch of information here. And this gives us R2D2. That's exactly who we were looking for. And in fact, if I go over to network, you can see that if I'm doing XHR, XML, HTTP request, and fetch, if I click on this, it's going to give us all of this data, and we just JSONified it and turned it into a JavaScript object, which we then console log. And now we have access to all of this. We can do console.log data.mass, 32, whatever his weight is, 32, we could say kilograms or pounds or whatever. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change this to character instead of data, because data is a little vague. We know this is character information. So now when I load the page, it's always going to get character 3. Let's go ahead and change this so it gets a different character every time. And let's change this to a template literal and get rid of that number 3. And we want random number. And so every time we load the page now, it's going to go to swappy.dev/api/people, random number between 1 and 83. So save that, and let's go ahead and refresh. Character is not defined. You're right, because I spelt it funny. If you're screaming at your screen saying, Caleb, you made a typo. Yeah, typos happen. Let's refresh. Name, Dorme. Let's go ahead and refresh again. Bail Prester Organa, Jar Jar Binks, Wedge, Kit, Bosk, Chewbacca, Sebulba, Qui-Gon Jinn, Ramus, Leia. We're getting all of these different people every time we refresh the page. Now, that's pretty cool. That's basically what we want, but that's not quite good enough. That was not the project. The project was click a button to make that happen. So what I'm going to do here is just reattach this, and I'm going to add some data to my document object model. So I want to be able to change the name, for instance. Name. What other data do we get? What information do we want? We've got the name, skin color, species, homeworld, gender. Let's do eye color, and let's do birth year. Eye color, and let's do birth year. And so by default, nothing's going to show up in here. We need a button now. Button dot get random character. Randomize. Okay. Currently does nothing. But we can select this and we can create an event listener around it. So we can say document.querySelector. We're not using querySelector all because there's only one. We're going to get this by the class name .add event listener. And what happens when we click it? We're going to give this an arrow function. And in fact, this is getting way too long. So let's make this a little more readable. Button, and let's do const button is equal to. And so whenever that button is clicked, we pass in the event, and let's also close that properly. And let's do e.prevent default. And all that's going to do is, if this is part of a form, it's not going to submit the form. It's not going to refresh your page for you. Now let's do console.log clicked. And whenever we click this, we can see it says clicked at the bottom there. Now that's doing exactly what we want it to do. Let's go ahead and grab this code and just move it up a couple of lines. And so every time we click, it's going to get a brand new random number between 1 and 83. It's going to then fetch that character, whoever that person is going to then take that response, understand that it's JSON. It's going to then use that response, the JSONified response, or that object response rather, and use a character. So let's go ahead and refresh this. Nothing happens, but when I click randomize, it just got Barris Offi, Leia Organa. And so every time I click, it's getting someone new. Now we just need to make sure that this shows up in here. So what we can do, because we only really need to grab these once, we can do const name, and this is going to be a node, and we can do document.get element by ID name. And we can copy that over a couple of times and take the shortcut here. Eye color and birth year. Nope, not birthday, birth year. And so now we have a bunch of consts in here, and we've got a button. Whenever that button is clicked, go and fetch new information. Let's go ahead and populate this information now. Let's do name dot inner HTML is equal to, and I'll just scoot that up. And we need the character information. So we have that console logged in here. And I'll scoot that up. And the name is just name. So we can do character name. We also have eye color. Eye color, and we're selecting this one up here. And eye color is eye underscore color. Eye underscore color. And the last one is birth year. And birth year is birth underscore year, unknown. So birth year. Let's get rid of that console log. And let's save and refresh. Let's hit randomize. Look at that. We have some information coming in now. Every time we click randomize. So basically at this point, we're done. We can just make this a lot nicer. So if we wanted to, we could say something like strong name, birth year. And let's put some default in here as well. Let's do dot, and dot. There we go. Look at this. That's working quite nicely. Now, if we wanted to, we could try and look up some sort of image from somewhere. And if you want to take this one step further, you can always go to this URL. And this has all the same character data, but it has an image for, I think, everybody. So you can then make an API request to this URL and get the image. You're going to have to match that ID because this is all of them. And I'm purposely giving you the harder one here. There is information for just one character at a time, but you can have all of them in here as well. You could even fetch this at the very beginning of the page and just sort through them. This way you only have to make one fetch request for all of this data, and you don't have to do it every time you click the randomize button. And so this will go and get an image, and you can add an image to your page if you wanted to as well, for a little extra bonus credit. Now, what I like to do is whenever I click randomize, there's always that little bit of a delay. And because I'm a little old school, I don't really like knowing that things aren't happening. I want to see, as soon as I click something, I want to see that it's doing something. So what we can say here is on every click, we can take the name, eye color, and birth year HTML, and I just copied and pasted that in here. And we can change that to loading. So I'm going to select all of these, move that over, and it's just going to say em loading /em. And so whenever I click that randomize button, it's going to not do anything. And then it's going to change that inner HTML of the name, eye color, and birth year elements up here. It's going to change it so it has the word loading in there, and it's italicized. And then it's going to go and make that request. Now, if this request takes 5 seconds, at least someone knows that it's working. So let's go ahead and refresh and watch this. You can see that it's actually loading. And it's working perfectly. And this is all we want to do at this point. This is our final project. Now, as a student of mine, what I would like you to do is I want you to take all of your code, and I want you to either take a screenshot of it or share it using like codepen.io. And I want you to take a screenshot of your final page here, whatever it looks like, even if it's just bare bones like this. I want you to be able to share your source code. So you can even put it on Git if you know Git. But if you don't know Git, you can use codepen.io. Just to share all of your code, and share it in the Learning to Code Facebook channel and ask for feedback. There's always ways we can improve our code. My way is probably not the most efficient way, but it's also certainly by far not the worst way. So it's pretty good. But there's probably other ways that you could do this that other people would have opinions about, and it's good to have those opinions exposed to you when you ask for feedback. So please share your project with the community.